Listen, man, I am not like other people out there. I know people criticize LeBron and his game for a lot of reasons. You don't hear me really gripe a lot about his free throw shooting. You don't hear me come at LeBron for his lack of late game clutchness, because technically, statistically, he's one of the clutchest players in NBA history. Actually has more game winners in the playoffs than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, right? What I criticize LeBron for is much deeper, and it takes a certain level of fan to understand what I mean by this. My biggest criticism to LeBron James has been his selfishness being unselfish. If that made any sense, it's because he's so unselfish, it's darn near ending up him being selfish. What do you mean by that? You know, LeBron James has a very close friend in Rich Paul, who has a Clutch Sports agency. He is one of the top agencies in the NBA right now. They just signed Anthony Davis. LeBron James obviously was Rich Paul's first client. They have Ben Simmons on that roster as well. I think they might manage John Wall. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's on that roster as well. A couple other guys around the league. Tristan Thompson's on that roster. J.R. Smith's on that roster as well with Clutch Sports. So you look at that team and you look at just what LeBron has been able to do. That guy, Rich Paul, is only in the position that he's in is because his first client was LeBron James. All right, that's why he's able to be in this position, because he initially got King James and everything else kind of fell into place. There's a report out in the atmosphere right now that Magic Johnson and Luke Walton are not seeing eye to eye. Magic Johnson, obviously the VP of the Los Angeles Lakers, and Luke Walton, currently the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. I think it's worth noting that Luke Walton was the head coach before Magic was the VP, meaning Luke Walton is not Magic's guy. He might want to go hire his own guy after the season, right, to go along with LeBron. And I also think it's worth noting that Luke Walton was reportedly not at LeBron's house when he decided to sign with the Lakers, meaning Magic Johnson was at LeBron's house when he became a free agent last summer. Luke Walton was not. Typically, a coach is in if the coach is a part of the long-term plan. You know LeBron is there for 4 years. LeBron doesn't have a no-trade clause. I don't think the Lakers would ever trade LeBron James. But the fact that LeBron the fact that LeBron doesn't have a no-trade clause and the fact that Luke wasn't there tells me we know LeBron's going to be here long-term. Magic's going to be there long-term. Maybe Luke won't be. I said all that to say, as Magic and Luke are not getting along, what is it about this Lakers team that doesn't miss? Reportedly, Magic is upset with Luke Walton in the rotations. I'm looking at the rotation, right? If the Lakers believe in Brandon Ingram, who was the second pick in the draft, I'm not mad at that. Has Brandon Ingram panned out yet? He's been inconsistent. He shows me signs. Every now and then I see Brandon Ingram show me signs of superstar. Then he goes back 5 steps. And I'm not just talking about the fight with Chris Paul and company a couple weeks ago. I'm talking about just in his actual game. And does Brandon Ingram fit with LeBron James? I'm not 100% sure. So far, I think Kyle Kuzma is a much better fit. But I'm not mad at the Lakers for starting their number 2 pick in the draft. A guy who Kyle Kuzma, I don't believe has superstar potential, right? Brandon Ingram does. But he ain't playing like it right now. He ain't showing me that type of potential right now. I'm not mad at the Lakers for starting Brandon Ingram. Here's what I am upset at the Lakers for doing. And let me tell you why it has something to do with LeBron. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope started this season for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, he's been in and out over the last week or two. But every NBA fan who understands the game of basketball knows KCP has no business being in that Lakers starting lineup. I could make a case he's not one of the 10, 12 best players on that team. I could make a case the way KCP is not shooting the basketball, I'm not sure if he's supposed to be in the NBA right now. Man, Denver has 8 or 9 guys that can go out and get you 25 points on any given night. From Malik Beasley on, they got hoopers, right? There is no circumstance where I believe a guy like KCP could go get you 25 points right now. He's not playing defense. He's never been a great defender. He's not showing his athleticism anymore. I mean, this prospect out of Georgia just ain't panning out, but he's a close friend of LeBron. And he's on Clutch Sports with Rich Paul. You see how I'm kind of bringing this thing together? So I know why he's in the starting lineup to start this season. It's a politic game. Look, they signed KCP for 1 year, $12 to $14 million. That dude probably wouldn't have got a job after the season he last year. Damn sure shouldn't be making $12 to $14 million. KCP was trash last year. As a matter of fact, do y'all realize KCP was in jail half of last season? No, go look it up. He had a bracelet on his leg during the games. They let him out of jail for games. He was locked up half of last year. You mean to tell me he earned $12 or $14 million this year? He got signed right after LeBron joined the Lakers. That was a LeBron move. That was a Rich Paul move. That was a, you know what? KCP ain't got too much longer in the league. His game not panning out. Let's do this for Rich Paul. Let's give him 1 year because we know likely KCP won't be brought back. All right? So you give him $12 to $14 million, and now you got to play him in your starting lineup because he's one of the highest paid players on your team. Josh Hart is better than KCP. Kyle Kuzma is better than KCP. Heck, I'm at the point now where I might like Mike Beasley in the roster in the lineup over KCP. He does nothing. KCP does nothing right on that team. The Lakers, the one thing that they need right now to space the court with LeBron James is shooting. Lonzo Ball is filling that void. Hell, even Rajon Rondo is shooting a three-pointer better than KCP is right now. He's struggling. And the fact that the Lakers tried to play this politic game, because it's so bad with KCP, it's clear as day he don't deserve to be on their starting lineup. Like the fact that the Lakers tried to play that and won't address the simple fact that they're doing this because of LeBron James, to me, that's what's got LeBron in trouble in the past. That's why I tell you guys, to me, him trying to be unselfish has actually made LeBron James more selfish. You're hurting your team, and I see this Laker team, they're complaining about the start. I know they're like 2-5, 3-5 or whatever, and they're complaining about their start to this season and, you know, where they could be. They're in a rebuild, but they want to be better than just one of the bottom teams in the Western Conference. They want to make the playoffs and try to get in the tournament and compete. You can't tell me you're serious about competing when you got KCP in the lineup. It's not the first time LeBron James has did this. Go look back at some of his teams of late. He's getting himself in trouble. The reason why LeBron is out of Cleveland right now, to me, is because that roster, there was nowhere to move with that roster. Now, I know he didn't like Dan Gilbert, and maybe he would have ended up in LA anyway. It seems like that. But this was a no-brainer for LeBron James to dip on that roster, and he did it. LeBron, for 2 straight summers, go back, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, he complained about J.R. Smith not getting a long-term deal. They got him a deal. He complained about Tristan Thompson not having a long-term deal. They got him a deal. He got Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith paid. Those are his guys. Those are Rich Paul's guys. Meaning they're LeBron's guys. Right? He went and got those guys paid. Nobody in their right mind would have paid J.R. Smith $15 million a season. That's what the Cleveland Cavaliers gave J.R. Matter of fact, nobody had even made an offer for J.R. Smith. Tristan Thompson's making $80 million, $16 million a year. He's a rebounder at best. He don't even rebound the basketball anymore. He's a Kardashian at this point. The reason why people are knocking Tristan Thompson and JR is not because they're terrible players. We're grading them on the standard that they don't deserve to be even in that realm. JR didn't deserve that type of money he got. Tristan Thompson didn't deserve that type of money he got. These are role players. They should be all on somebody's bench. But they had to be starters because of the money they're making. KCP is not a starter in this league right now. There are 90% of the league is better than him. 95% of the league is better than him. He's not putting the work to his game. And that's what makes me so mad about LeBron in this regard. I say he's unselfishly selfish. You keep helping these guys get paid. You and Rich Paul keep helping these guys get paid. And I get it on Rich Paul's end. He's their agent. That's what he's supposed to do. But in LeBron's case, you keep stamping these guys in these organizations, and look how they're treating you, man. Look at every time LeBron James leaves a situation. I know he can't leave LA right now. He doesn't have a trade clause. No trade clause, excuse me. But look at KCP putting LeBron in a bad situation. If they would have had a shooter right there, if they would have even had Kyle Korver starting at 2, their defense can't get much worse than what it is. Now look at that lineup. Brandon Ingram will have more space to score. Kuzma will have more room to work. JaVale McGee, who's a beast on the inside, will have a little more room. LeBron will be able to make some plays. Lonzo will be... Everybody would be better if Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was starting over Kyle Korver was starting over Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Period. And Korver don't play a look at defense, but Caldwell-Pope ain't doing it either. Right? KCP ain't putting in the work. Freaking JR didn't put in the work after he got paid. He got fat. And I mean that figuratively, not literally. Tristan Thompson got fat. He stopped putting in the work. He became a Kardashian. And I know LeBron didn't help these guys get paid. These guys were already established. But if you go back and look at Miami, a couple of those guys got fat too. That's why LeBron left. I'm going to tell y'all what it is. One of the reasons why LeBron James left Dwayne Wade and why he waited to tell Dwayne Wade on the jet that he was leaving and going back to Cleveland was because Dwayne Wade wasn't putting in the work to his game and his body. And LeBron James, I'm telling y'all something I know through an NBA player, LeBron James was tired of Dwayne Wade. LeBron was literally finding out, he was showing up to the arena for a game when he was on the Heat, and he was finding out that D-Wade wasn't playing like minutes before the start of the game. He'd go talk over to Eric Spoelstra. He'd go talk to Eric Spoelstra about the game plan. He'd be like, yeah, you know, we playing Chicago tonight. I'm just giving you guys an example. Yeah, so if D-Wade guard Jimmy Butler, I'm going to guard D-Rose. And Eric Spoelstra would be like, well, you know D-Wade's not playing tonight. He's a scratch. LeBron would be like, what? This supposed to be my best friend. And how did I know he's not playing? How did I not know he's playing? Dwayne Wade wasn't taking care of his body. Dwayne Wade actually got back serious about the gym when LeBron left him in Miami with Chris Bosh, right? So I'm telling you, LeBron has just been great to people. The only reason why he was in Miami is because D-Wade wanted him there. I just think he's been great to people who have not put the work in after LeBron's failed, and people get lazy and fat. I think this Lakers team will be a little better in that regard because a lot of these guys haven't got their contracts yet. Lonzo's on a rookie deal, Brandon Ingram rookie deal, Kyle Kuzma rookie deal. Those guys are hungrier. But in regards to that Lakers team, man, I'm just telling you what it is, man. In LeBron James' career, that's my one knock against LeBron. He keeps playing. I think he's overdoing his business game. Like, dang, yo, LeBron, if Rich Paul is going to last in the league, he's got to be able to do it on his own at some point, don't you think? You can't stamp a lot of his guys. Like, Ben Simmons, I'm sure, was a relationship that LeBron helped create because Ben Simmons has made his game after LeBron James. He's literally a copycat version of Magic and LeBron, right? So, like, I'm sure LeBron had a helping hand in Ben Simmons signing with Clutch Sports. I'm sure LeBron had a helping hand with John Wall signing with Clutch Sports. Anthony Davis, I'm sure, it's because of LeBron and the Rich Paul connection and the relationship. Like, yo, LeBron, you fed this guy superstars. Why in the heck are you feeding this guy role players? Like, he got to be able to go do the work himself. You can't. He's feeding this guy contracts right now. J.R. Smith, $45 million. He can't even. He's not even on the court right now. Everybody around the league knows J.R. Smith been bad for quite some time. When J.R. Smith made that mistake in the finals, I was mad in the moment because LeBron had 50. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, this is LeBron's fault. J.R. had no business being in that starting lineup. He wasn't playing hard anymore. He stopped putting the work in. Tristan, $80 million? Who? Yo, like some of the top big men are only making like 110. Tristan ain't $30 million close to Anthony Davis or Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, LeBron, he's frustrated right now with the Lakers in their start. I actually think they're off to a decent start. They're in every game. They're not getting blown out in any games. I just think LeBron needs to look in the mirror. That $12 to $14 million could have been spent elsewhere. I'm one of the Lakers need a backup big man. Right now they have Jonathan Williams as their backup big man. I'm from Memphis. I know Jonathan Williams' game. He's like 6'7" at best. I've been next to Jonathan Williams. He's like 6'7", 6'8". He can't be the backup big man when y'all playing the style of basketball that fits a guy like JaVale McGee. That $12 million, yo, newsflash, DeMarcus Cousins wanted to be a Laker this summer. He thought he was going to be a Laker. Between Magic and LeBron, one of those guys told him that they weren't interested in DeMarcus Cousins. They told his agent that. That was one of the reasons why DeMarcus Cousins got so frustrated and signed with Golden State. To slap him in the face. He was slapping the Pelicans and the Lakers in the face. He wanted to be on both of those teams. And in regards to Cousins, I would have rather gave him $12, $14 million. If it didn't work out, sit his ass down somewhere over KCP. Like, how much better can KCP be in the locker room than Cousins? If you're saying Cousins is a problem, I'd rather take him with his problems. He not be ready to January. I'd rather take him for $12, $14 million than KCP. He finna fall out the rotation anyway. That $12 to $14 million finna go to waste anyway. Josh Hart is hooping way better than he is right now. He's gonna fall out of the rotation anyway. There's not gonna be any minutes for him. Lance Stevenson is playing way better basketball than KCP right now. With all those factors included, my biggest criticism of LeBron in his career is, and I love LeBron, it's just his committed. He's so committed to his friends, man, that his friends hurt him. They don't put in the work that he does. Even Rich Paul. Man, hey, work as hard as LeBron is in the gym. You get the guys. You don't need LeBron to co-sign that. Mixing business and basketball, man. It's been a big thing in LeBron's career. He's what, 3-6 in the finals? Ugh.